Jamil, thank you, followed by Mariah Villanova. Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Good evening. Hi, my name is Jamil Harp. I am a sophomore at Southern Connecticut State University. At SCSU, I majored in communications and minor in Spanish. I'm here today to tell you my story. I'm a first-generation high school graduate, but that almost didn't happen. In high school, I was one of those good kids hanging around the wrong crowd. Instead of studying for the SATs like many other students were, I was skipping school, getting high, and waiting to become a statistic. And I tell you this to show you how far I've come. Most of my friends from this time were either locked up, knocked up, or dropped out. Luckily for me, I woke up. I had what Oprah would call a aha moment. A friend of mine started taking me to volunteer projects. And over 200 hours later, in my hometown of Bridgeport, I found myself on a flight to Malawi, Africa. Here is where I learned the true value of education. In Malawi, I was there to help build a school. During this time, my last few nights, I spoke to my host parents. Neither of them could read or write. I asked my host father if he and my host mother and brother, who at the time was recovering from malaria, would attend the school we just helped construct. To my surprise, he said yes. This was such a big deal because within this village, there was a culture of women not being allowed to gain an education because it wasn't worth the time or the money. That's what many people thought. So it was such a big deal for me that I was able to impact someone's life like this, and I just couldn't help but cry. After this, I saw how large of a difference I could make through education. Once home, I began the college process. Sleepless nights full of research, application forms, recommendations, and when I did sleep, it was literally with scholarship applications under my pillow. I was not supposed to go to college. I do not have a trust fund. I do not have a college fund. There was no planning for this. So with much determination, it was still an uphill battle. I had a GPA well under a 2.0. Missing over 100 days of school as an underclassman, you can imagine what that does to a GPA. However, I continued on even stronger. I called admission offices nonstop and scheduled dozens of interviews, applying to more than 100 scholarships in 10 colleges. I was talking my way literally into school. I received a full ride into one of my favorite universities, but then came Southern. I knew I could not talk my way through classes. I knew that was just something I couldn't do. I was never a dumb student, but I know I needed the help and support I needed, and this is where Southern came in. Southern Equal Opportunity Program was designed for students like me looking for a second chance. During this summer program, with the help of dedicated faculty members, peer mentors, and Academic Success Center at Southern, I started my freshman year with a 3.7 GPA, which is a major for someone like me who wasn't supposed to come to college, who was supposed to be a statistic, who was supposed to be locked up at this point. To this day, Southern Resources helped me grow and succeed. I'm now taking 6 classes, and I'm looking forward to studying abroad in Spain, hopefully this summer, if financial aid will let me. Currently, I work part-time in residence halls, but next semester, my hours are being cut because of this budget. In addition, professors' furlough days affect valuable in-class time, classes are larger, and if we continue to be underfunded, we will be forced to cut more resources or raise tuition, which I do not have money to pay. Like most of my peers, I plan on graduating and remaining in Connecticut. Education is everything to me and my family. I'm trying to rise up and give back. Investing in Southern is investing in students like me. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Jamil. Mariah will be followed by Cindy Stretch. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening. My name is Mariah Villanova. I am a sophomore majoring in social work, minoring in psychology at Southern Connecticut State University. I am here, like the rest of my peers, to speak a little bit about my academic background in life. Not to mention the experiences that have gotten me where I am today. I come from a family a bit far from the United States, the Dominican Republic to be exact, a beautiful Caribbean island where many come to enjoy delicious cuisine and native culture. Although these features seem glamorous, my family did not come from the city life. Although these features, they had to make candies, lunches, clothing for the public and tourists to make ends meet. For years, my grandparents worked hard to migrate to this country. My grandparents wanted to give my mother and her 2 other sisters the opportunity they never had, a great education and the opportunities to have options in their careers. My family's background didn't seem quite as important to me until my sophomore year of high school. My class of 2016 was getting ready for college, and we were all advised to meet with our counselor. As I was speaking to her about the goals that I had and how I wanted to attend to Yale and Columbia, as I was speaking to her, she told me that I was in over my head. She told me that these schools were too competitive for me. As she advised me on the options that I had for community colleges, I realized that to her, I was nothing but a stereotype. I was a girl with average grades, raised by a single mother, Hispanic, with all these big dreams. Since then, I've worked hard to be more than just a stereotype that says that students like me from an urban community and less affluent homes won't aspire to much. Education then meant the most to me, because this is what my grandparents came to this country for me to take advantages of my possibilities. Now I'm proud to say that from the help of the Academic Success Center at SDSU, my drive to become an educated young professional woman is paying off. I have achieved a GPA of 3.6, selected for the Dean's List, and is currently in the process of entering the Social Work Department, one of 7 accredited undergraduate programs in Connecticut. In addition, I am a member of the Caribbean Student Association dance team and working part-time at the Reference Department in Bewley Library located on Southern Connecticut State campus. Because Southern is such a big component in my life as being campus resident and student worker, this new budget affects my life and the lives of many other students and staffs negatively. Hours are being cut amongst the staff and my job is even at risk. I, like many other student workers, look for jobs on campus for the convenience of location, connections amongst the university community, and as a way to help pay for tuition. As I said earlier, I come from a humble family who works to support one another. These budget cuts are not only putting my job at risk, but also threatening the increase of my tuition, something that my family can't afford. If this underfunding continues, students like me will be forced to take off school because they couldn't afford the tuition. I need education to thrive.